Gardeners know how little we know. We get the soil in good condition, we sow our seeds and set out our plants, and then we just stand back and watch in awe as the miracles happen. What in the world is going on beneath our feet that creates all of this magical growth? Today, we're going to explore the invisible helpers, the microbes responsible for life. Microbes are the ones that grow our crops, and we can grow them. We are not who we think we are. 90% of the DNA in our bodies does not belong to us, but are separate beings called microbes. They help keep us alive and healthy because we're their host. All of these microbes inhabit the soil, but they're invisible. We don't see them, and we oftentimes don't think about them. Biologists have named over 100,000 different species of bacteria and 25,000 different species of fungi, and they're still counting. Each species plays a very specific role in nature. With this great diversity, all we can say is the more the merrier. As a gardener, I love compost. Compost is where the microbes multiply, and these microbes are so helpful for the garden. But sometimes gardeners don't have enough compost for what they need, and so we make compost tea. When we stir compost in water and aerate it, the microbes multiply, but we have to put this on the ground right away. We have a special recipe for a great compost for compost tea that we call barrel compost. First, we gather 5 bucketfuls of fresh cow manure. Cow manure is very special. Grass has been in the cow's digestive system with the 4 stomachs for 18 days before it comes out, full of flora and fauna. Lots of different species of very beneficial soil-building microbes. Because calcium is all important in helping to move other nutrients around in the soil, we'll have to add some calcium to our manure, because manure comes from the cow, but the cow withholds the calcium and uses it for making bones and milk. So we'll add about a half a pound of ground up eggshells to our manure pile. In old-time biodynamic farming, we generally try to get all of our materials from off of the farm, but rock dusts are an exception. This basalt comes from Massachusetts, where they have mountains of it. It's an infant clay that has lots of trace elements in it, and it has minerals that we don't have here in Tennessee. So we'll add about 2 pounds of basalt. Now we have to set to work and stir it up real good. So we just go through this whole pile, mixing it up, chopping it up, and sort of moving it from over there to over here. Barrel compost stems from research done in the 50s when people were very concerned about radiation. Experiments were done trying to find out what kind of elements helped dissipate the negative effects of strontium-90 and cesium-137. And calcium-rich soils resisted those effects more than granite soils. So it became apparent that it would be a good idea to have calcium in a certain live forms in our soils. And eggshells, being a live calcium because they've been through a life process, were chosen, and so was the basalt rock. Barrel compost was used on farms since then, but it wasn't until the unfortunate accident at Chernobyl in 1986 that a lot of radiation was released over Central Europe. When scientists were flying over taking pictures of the contaminated land, they noticed a few spots where there wasn't any radiation. When they drove up to those places, they found that there were farms that had been using barrel compost. Barrel compost is called barrel compost because originally it was made in an old whiskey barrel. We would put the barrel half buried into the ground, take out the top and the bottom. Well, my whiskey barrel went the way of all wooden products with the help of microbes again, and so when I rebuilt it, I used brick. This is 9 bricks around and 9 bricks deep. For 30 years, I've been making special humus-rich compost preparations according to the indications of Rudolf Steiner. This is manure which has been buried in a cow horn over the winter time. This preparation is made from yarrow flowers. These were sewn up into the bladder of a stag, and this preparation works with potassium and sulfur. After we sew it up into the stag bladder, we hang it in the sun for 6 months in the summer and then bury it for 6 months in the earth. And this really helps the compost to have lots of microbes that help fix potassium, help the potassium in the soil become mobile so that our plants can get it when they need it. This preparation is made from chamomile flowers sewn up into the intestines of a cow. This works with calcium and sulfur and helps to enliven and stabilize the nitrogen in our compost. This preparation is simply stinging nettle. This is a plant you don't really want to brush against. It will sting you, but it is very nutrient rich. You can eat stinging nettle leaves in the spring. They're a good tonic for helping get the blood going after a cold winter. And this one is just simply buried in the soil surrounded by peat moss. To help the plants resist diseases, we take white oak bark from the majestic white oak tree and we grind it up, and then we stuff it into the skull cavity of a freshly killed cow. And this one is buried into a very wet, moist spot. All these preparations stay buried for a year. This preparation is made from the beautiful little yellow dandelion flowers. You can almost still see the little dandelions in there. And this preparation works with silica and potassium and helps the plants to become sensitive and draw into them what they need. And then the last one is the juice of valerian. We simply take the valerian flowers, press out the juice and ferment it. And this works with phosphorus. Here's what it turns into after a year in the pit. This is barrel compost, teeming with invisible life and visible life too. In a teaspoon of soil, we can have 1 million bacteria, but we can also have 1 billion. And of course, that's what gardeners want because the microbes are so vitally important. So we'll take a handful of this that has all those microbes in it, and we'll put it into a bucket of water. Now we'll set about and we'll stir it up, because water and air are what microbes need to propagate, and we can actually propagate 400 to 500 times the number of these bacteria and fungi inside this bucket of water, so that there's way more that we can put on our fields. After 20 minutes of stirring, I'm done, and I take a whisk broom and dip it in. I can sprinkle this barrel compost mixture up on an acre of garden. I like to do it in the evening as the dew is falling, and the dew will keep everything nice and moist and help distribute it through the plants and through the garden soil. We still have to add compost and minerals, grow our cover crops, and be gentle and thorough with our tillage. Then, with the help of the herbs and manure and basalt and eggshells in our barrel compost, we can stand back in awe and wonder and watch as the mysteries of nature unfold.
For inspiring garden tours, growing tips, and garden projects, visit our website at volunteergardener.org or on YouTube at the Volunteer Gardener channel, and like us on Facebook.